you know, when you're a criminal and you're a dope female, women are like they're easy targets. They're like
Yeah.
so motherfuckers are always trying to rob her. Like at the end of the day, like during that time, like I beat her ass. She fucked dope boys. Like she went and started stripping. She started hooking. Like
Oh
we did
wow.
all the worst things that you can do to another person in a relationship. We did. Oh, look at this. Hey, we got a guest, Smooth. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, all right. Oh
How are you doing?
shit!
How
How
you
you
doing, Courtney?
doing?
I'm doing good.
The actress. Oh, she even cammed up, yo.
You
I
cute.
wanna talk. I wanna
Damn,
talk to you
yo,
about.
I
I wanna
just
talk to you about
remembered
something.
Savage. This is
Okay, let me turn this
yo.
off. Okay, hold up for a second. I got the background, and I want to say this to you. I don't have anything against you, sir, but what you were saying was basically some things about I shouldn't talk about black men. As a black woman, I raise, give birth to, and I can talk about anything that comes out of my womb. Now, my thing is, you know, black men don't really like white men like that, right? And the first
I
thing
I'm aware.
when something go wrong, the first thing they blame is a white man. So I want to know is why would you sit over there and defend all them black men and Jessica S. Chat when y'all can't even keep white girls in check and they hop on every black dick they see. So y'all got the same problem that we have as black women, and you don't even realize it, right?
No, I do. Okay, so fun fact. My son's mixed, so I have a black son.
Okay.
Second thing, I wasn't saying that you can't talk about black men how you want. My statement was saying that you were talking shit about black men, so we were talking shit to you. So
Right.
like you can say whatever you want about
You
black.
want to know? You want to know why? How that? Let me tell you how that got started, sir. And you sound like a real nice guy. Now that I feel your presence, you a nice guy. The problem that really happened with that is I have a lot of experience with the manosphere. Most of those guys that were on Jessica S thing was in the manosphere. I've already had bad experiences with them, and I already have said some things that they shouldn't be saying. They have gone out their way to publicly embarrass and humiliate black women. There have been times when black women have been sitting over there in their own platforms, minding their own business, ain't talking about black men, don't care about black men. And it's black women that I see out in public now when I go from state to state. They were other races of men. It's growing now. They were other races of men. They don't even want to be bothered with black men anymore. But they put out this narrative that nobody wants black women. And that is the only problem that I have. So,
To be fair with you, to be fair,
okay.
all right, I date black women and white women and Hispanic women. Pretty much any woman is the type of woman for me. All right.
Right.
But the issue with it is most black women that I've come across like to be mouthy and they like to be unruly and they like to have an attitude. And
Right.
I find that to be unattractive in any female. And
Right.
so
You want to know?
men.
I got to tell you, it is a reason why we are like that more than any other race of women. And the reason why we are like that than any other race of women, we have a very unique group of men that are resting in their feminine behavior. Black men are not masculine like other men. They ain't built no patriarchy. They don't do things. They complain, they promote, they say they don't they say that they don't black women say we're independent, but they made rap music and everything to say they want independent women. They promote the things they complain about.
Well, to be fair, let's walk this back. Let's do a little history lesson. In the 60s, women kicked the black man out of the home for welfare benefits. No, wait. That is a proven fact that Lyndon B. Johnson stated in order to get welfare benefits in the hood, you had to not have a man in the house. Women made that choice. The second thing of it is in the 90s, when men were rapping about
Hold
women
up,
being hoes.
hold on for a second. I'm talking right now. I'll be over back there in a minute. Go ahead.
In the 90s, when black men were rapping about these bitches ain't shit, a lot of those guys grew up seeing women sucking dick for crack in the 80s. Also, a lot of the men that grew up making rap music were taught by women. They were raised by women. And I don't know if you know this, but women call women bitches and hoes more than they say anything else.
I think when Tupac, he said that best. He said that when he was on the interview, he was talking about as well what you just said. He said, well, women know that there's women bitches out here too, and they know there's women hoes out here too. So women know there's bitches and hoes out here as well. So I'm gonna have to agree with you on that.
Another thing you have to realize is the word bitch. So when people say bitches ain't shit, like for me, when I say that bitch, the reason that I say that bitch is because I don't know that woman. I don't know who she is. That is a general term of that bitch, like that woman that I don't know who she is. So I can't say, oh, you know, that lovely female. Like I don't know the person. So it's a general statement. Just like when you say the N word with the A, you're talking in general.
Right.
But when you specifically say something to a person like this woman is then that woman is acting like or being a bitch. So a lot of the problem that has these days is, well, one, women don't have to take responsibility or accountability as much as men do, for one.
I agree.
Two, when it comes down to black men and white men, one of the things, like I know there's a lot of black men in that channel that don't like me. I agree. Black men in the manosphere talk mad shit about white dudes. I know, I see it. I've been part of that shit talk train. But regardless of how they feel, that is propaganda and bullshit that the black community has been regurgitating on each other, and it is what it is.
I really think at this point, because I've been noticing this, and they have this thing when they say black women are more submissive with other races of men per se. And I have seen this for myself in my own personal experience. Black women are. There's just it's a different energy for me. They are the black women that I know that date interracially and that are very successful. They have a higher percentage of the highest rate of success with any interracial dating is black women with white men. Okay, black men, they kind of tend to not get along.
Do you
with
have the numbers for that, Courtney? Do you have the numbers for that?
You can go see it for yourself and just research it. I don't have the numbers right now, but you can see it for yourself and research, because black men don't get along with anybody.
So where did you get it from?
Well, this is what I'm saying. You can look around. When you go around, go look at the UK, go look around the world, go look at all these white women, all these single biracial kids, and no black man in sight. You don't have to have statistics. You can go out and look at it for yourself.
I lived in the UK for 4 years.
Well, they say it's an increase of a lot of that going on in there. It's a lot of when you see the when you go into the orphanages, or not orphans, whatever you call it, that they give their kids up for adoption. A lot of their biracial kids up for adoption by black men. That they leave these women single mothers everywhere they go.
Nah,
it's like,
that's not true. That's not true.
It's true.
That's not how it goes. I just told you I lived in London for 4 years.
Okay,
I went to college out there.
Okay, well, it's around the world. They say the same thing about black men. It's not just in London. It's globally.
That's for no. For you said specifically in the UK and all of that that they give up their kids for adoption in the biracial kids for adoption in orphanages. That is not true. Those biracial kids stay with their single mothers in council flats, which is your equivalent to a project building and stuff, and collect welfare.
Okay, did you hear what you said?
And most times they kick the guy out.
Single mother. But isn't it kind of funny that somebody always kicking y'all out somewhere? Ain't that kind of weird?
Listen, I'm going to be fair.
If the incentive in kicking me out is bigger than me staying in the house, then of course
I'm going to be
you
fair.
Gonna kick me out.
Yeah, well,
go ahead, Savage.
I'm going to be fair. So my son's mom. So when I met my son's mom, she already had a daughter that was 18 months old. Her baby dad was in prison. She knew that he was committing crimes while she was pregnant. He got arrested and has been in prison since 2 months before his daughter was born. He got 12 years. She had a baby with me. I asked her to marry her. She told me that was a big commitment while she was pregnant. And then she decided while she was living at my house and not working, I was paying the bills, she decided to get real mouthy with me one day and telling me that when don't I have a problem? And I said, you're right. And I kicked her the fuck out of my house, and we haven't been together ever since. And then she had a baby with another guy who is older than I am. I'm older than she is. He's 20 years older than her. And she doesn't want nothing to do with him. So 3 men, 2 black, 1 white, same idea. And I took my son's mom to court for custody and couldn't get custody of my son. The court gave me 8 hours or 10 hours a week. I put myself on child support. So even if these women are being screwed over, the court system also is geared in their favor. So even if a guy wants to be part of the kid, he can't really. There was just a video that Mia Torres and Reviews just did of a woman telling her baby daddy that he had to give her $1,000 to see his kid for an hour and a half.
Okay, I agree. Now I can agree with you on that. I can really fairly agree. And the thing about it is, like, I'm gonna say this, and I can't really control nobody else chat. The people that say that I need therapy, it took a lot of guts for me to come on his channel to talk to him, woman and man. So I just think that's very disrespectful for whoever said I need therapy. I was woman enough to come talk to this man and clear up any beef or any problem that I had with him. So that takes a real woman to do that. So I mean, I don't understand where the people in the chat said I needed therapy and I needed help. I don't understand that. I really don't.
Courtney, I know it is always clowned when people say you need therapy and all that. That's a way of people trying to shit on you. But at the same time, if you say you're woman enough to come up on the panel and talk to a brother and all of that stuff, have you ever thought that you may need therapy for something? Because we all need therapy to some extent.
Well, personally, I'm in therapy now. And actually, the thing about it is I have things I'm going through like everybody else. But the way these people talk, like I noticed that when it's somebody else, the narrative changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's like, it's fine when they're acting a certain way and doing something. But when you do it, it's like, it's different. Now you need therapy, but they just got finished doing the same thing.
No. Courtney, listen. I came in halfway. No, before you got up on Jessica's panel, and then I got off, and then I came back on, and I came in the middle of you going off like, what? I wasn't even thinking she was playing some kind of,
because I have history of Jessica X. Jessica X had problems with the B1 group. Jessica X does a lot of, she's not as innocent as she proclaimed. She does a lot of gaslighting. She tries to talk in a certain way, like she try to talk to people like they're somewhat stupid and trying to be condescending at the same time. Because
no, it's not. That's how the British accent just is. When you hear normal British people talk, they sound condescending. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you went to the UK right now, if you went to London right now, and you spoke to your average, well-spoken British person, because they have their version of hood as well. But Jessica, for a Londonerish, and she doesn't sound hood. She just sounds proper, right? If you speak to somebody like that, they will always sound condescending.
I have those foreign exchange students that's from there in my college, so I'm around them all the time. They're very proper. Those are like top-notch students at my school, so I'm used to them. I know her tactics. I done been around Jessica X. I know what I'm talking about. I've been around.
So why did you come up and apologize?
I come back and apologize because ain't that like, you know, this is what I'm saying. I came back and apologized.
Did you really did you say you was going to fight her the first time you came up?
Yeah, I did say I was going to fight her. I was fucking with her. Because I feel like that's what she does a lot too. She does a lot of she was disrespecting some of my friends from my group that I used to be with, like hang out with like that. That they have a B1 group here online, Black First Network. And it was things she'll say, she'll make videos, she'll make remarks toward a guy that I knew that I was cool with. So it's an old beef that I had with Jessica.
Did they attack her first?
No, they did not. She attacked on behalf of the manosphere.
She attacked on behalf of the manosphere.
Yes.
So to point something out, a lot of the times when people critique women, they take it as bashing or attacking. But at the end of the day, men need women and women need men. Like we need, and a lot of the behavior of females is not, men don't like it. And there's been a narrative for the last 30 years with women bashing men, black or white, have been bashing men. It's to the point where they're teaching kids about toxic masculinity. So the issue of it is now men have a space and a platform to speak their minds, and women are getting upset about it. Like, don't get me wrong, I was trolling the fuck out of you in the comments. I was trolling.
I know you were. I was trying to. I know.
And you were triggered as fuck, Courtney.
I was triggered because listen. It's like every content creator that's a black female, we already been attacked by the black males on here. I felt like Jessica is what she was doing. The reason why I came at her like that, I felt like the pink pill, Christian Carrison, nobody brought this chick name up. That's why I came at her like that. I feel like nobody brought her up. I felt like, okay, maybe She-Ra 7 might have said something to her. I don't know. But Pink Pill and some of these other cats, they didn't say nothing to her. And I was defending them because I felt like, hey, somebody had to say something to her. So I said, let me go to do it.
To be honest with you, there's a female that was in the chat named Nay Songs. One of my first videos was a reaction to her talking shit about what she was telling women. I have a video on this channel that has to do with the pink pill. It's not against them personally, but the things that they're teaching these women is not good. Like teaching women to level up or to get money out of men and see men as paychecks and that's it doesn't benefit women, because once you hit 30 years old, 35, 40, you're going to be alone.
You know what they get that from? They get that from, like, with the black athletes when they talk to the white women, how the white women use them for their money and then they move on. They feel like, okay, we as black women, we can't do it under right.
Like if you look at most of the people in the NFL, most celebrities that are black, 75% of them are married to black women.
They don't never show that in the media though.
Well, then why do you believe everything they show you in the media?
Listen, I can Photoshop my.
All I'm hearing is talking points. Sorry,
doesn't mean this. Women don't need to worry so much about what's going on in the media. Like we're all people. We're all basic people. Whenever people say, "Oh, well, the white man does this, the white man does that," that's not true, because it's like when you talk about welfare and destroying the black family, that was the elite. That was the Democrats. Like that was 5%, 1% of the population. The athletes in America are 1% of the population. That's right. Like you would not like if some woman that was a celebrity raped and killed a man, and we said, okay, black women are rapists and killers now. They kill men. Don't talk to them. Like that's one woman, 1%. Like if you look at all the women that are divorcing their husbands now, most of them are black, like divorcing black men. Like if you look at Tiger's wife was white. He cheated on her all sorts of ways. You don't see her coming out and making a book, doing interviews about Tiger.
She moved on. Mm-hmm.
But she's never made a statement publicly. There was just a football player that a woman came out and said that he forced her to have sex with him, and she was married to him, and then a year later came out and said it was a lie. Like when you see these negative stories, it's black women doing black athletes dirty. You hardly ever see white women out here doing false rape allegations against black athletes. You don't see it.
Okay, and that had to bring me back to the Tupac and the situation he had with the black woman that filed him for a rape case. So I see what you're talking about, Savage, but I have to go, and I appreciate having this talk with you. Now I'm glad that we cleared some things up. I appreciate this though. Nice talking to you though.
Nice to talk to you. I wasn't upset, so
okay. I just wanted to clear some things
Courtney,
up.
before you leave, what you said about Tupac, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take it a step further. That incident with that lady later on resulted in the death of himself and somebody that had nothing to do with that situation.
Oh my God.
At the end of the day.
That is so sad. That was sad. I didn't know that.
Look at that black woman that came out against Busta Rhymes. She came out and said that Busta Rhymes gave her herpes. Like you don't see white women out here doing shit like that. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying white women aren't scandalous, because I like they are, but like the narrative that all these level up girls and all these black women on YouTube have a problem with, it's not true. It's not. The problem, the issue with black men dating out is because a lot of the women that are in their community either didn't like them when they weren't shit, or they don't respect them. Like I don't fuck with any woman that don't respect me. I don't care what color they are. Like the issue of it is when you have black people that live with black people in like here in Cleveland, there's not a whole bunch of new black people that are coming into Cleveland. So you have the same black people in a small space with black people that have an anti-white sentiment, because most people in the black community have an idea that every white man is racist and out to get them. And then black men make money and they keep dealing with these hood chicks that keep doing hood chick shit. And then these rappers and celebrities and people that make money, where do they move when they get money? They move away from the neighborhood where you can get fucking killed. Any rapper that you've seen get killed in the last 2 years, guess where they die? They die in their hood.
Right. Because Nipsey Hussle was one. Yes.
Yeah. So these guys move to white neighborhoods, and then you're mostly around white people. And the white people, like they're white, you're living around white people. How like if you moved out the hood, you gonna go back to the hood to get a hood chick?
I can give you a prime example. This is so clear. I went to a mostly black university, and it was so much mess and chaos. I mean, I hate to say it, but when I went to a university where there was predominantly people with different ethnic groups and races, mostly predominantly white, I must say that it was more pleasant. I got along with everybody better. I mean, it was just beautiful, like the chemistry on campus. I must say, when I was around other black people, we kept up a lot of shit. I just gotta say it.
Like, to be honest with you, most white people don't give a fuck. Like, we don't care about anyone's race. Like, there are racist white people, but it's not the majority of white people. It's not.
Right.
Like, those chicks, like the YouTubers have been coming out and doing this is what white chicks think about black men. There are white chicks that won't marry black men. They can't take black men home. They're not attracted to black men. But that's not all. That's not all white women. Like, it's not. Like, fun fact. So my son's mixed. My daughter's white. My sister couldn't have any kids. She's a foster parent. She adopted 4 kids. They're all siblings. The oldest one is black. The youngest 3 are white. Obviously, the oldest one is mixed because they all have the same mom. But majority of the people that adopt black children in foster care are white people. Yes. Like, you don't have a bunch of black people adopting black kids. Like, this idea about race is just a way to keep people angry. And once people quit trying to compete with each other, like, a lot of problem with black women, when you hear anyone talk about, people don't like weave, they say, well, white women do it. Well, yeah, if white women jumped off bridges, are you going to be jumping off bridges? No.
Right. My thing is, this is the only problem I think black women have with the weave thing. When they say, oh, you kind of like a white woman, white women are not the only race of women with straight hair. And personally, I think Native American women have the most beautiful hair to me. Like from what I look at, I would never want white women hair. So it's just that facet of just comparing, saying like we just want straight hair because it's white women. It's just that blank statement right there. That's the problem we have with it.
Also, I want to put another thing out there. So in this, like a lot of these black content creators talk about how white women are the center of beauty and blah 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 blah, and the white man took over, and now they made white people the set. Like, listen, if I own a business, all right,
yeah,
and the majority of people in my neighborhood are my color,
right,
who are you going to hire?
People your color. That just that goes what I'm saying.
How many black businesses do you know that have a white person as the face of their business?
Not too many. I don't know.
I can't think of one.
Right.
I don't think Magic Johnson, when he had all of his movie theaters, I don't think he had a white spokesman for his business. I don't see that. I don't think LeBron James has a spokesman for any of his stuff.
Right.
You don't see Tyler Perry having a white person for the head of it, like the face of his studios. So this idea that people want to say, well, you know, they like black women that are good looking become models. They do. They're on magazines.
Right.
Black people in the United States are only 13% of the population. Only about 6% of those, 6 to 7% of those are women that are of age to be models. So you're not going to have a crazy amount of women being models, because being a model is 1% of women, 1%. So if you have only 6% of black women in America, and only, let's say, 3% of those women or 5% of those women are of age to be a model, how are you going to have a crazy amount of beautiful black women that are models if models are the top 1% of women? Like, nobody is making black women look ugly, but women are so focused on seeing a picture of themselves. Like, men don't care. Men don't give a fuck if there's not a white dude on a movie or a black dude in a movie. Like, we don't give a fucks.
I just think a lot of stuff comes from predictive programming and just a bunch of brainwashing, and it's a bunch of manipulation tactics, in my opinion. I mean, it's just stupid to me, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
More and more black men would get with, like, the reason that the statistics are the way they are is because the idea of independent women has ravaged the black community. And if you look at the white community, it's doing the same thing. It's not the heights the black community is, but 40% of all children in the United States are born to single mothers. And since America is 60% or 65% white, that means that a big portion of white women are having babies out of wedlock. So it's happening to all of us. The only difference is men are out here saying that it's the behaviors of women that, like, we don't want to deal with it. And black women are saying, but white women do it too. Or the white man. You black men are pussies because the white man builds stuff.
You know what the thing about it is, in my opinion, and I have been grown around my whole life, I have heard black men keep white men in their mouth. Now, this is just my experience. It don't have to be true for everybody. But I have never went through my day and heard black women just talk about white women like that. We don't care nothing about them like that. Like, this is just online. But mostly I've heard black men talk about the white man keeping them down all the time. I've heard this literally in my family, from the black men in my family. I've heard this mostly complaints from black men. But we could care less about what a white woman doing. We couldn't care less. I don't go through my day worried about what a white woman doing. I just never thought like that until I got online and seen it differently on YouTube. I didn't even know people thought like this until I got on YouTube. I didn't. it has brought up a whole different scale of thinking. I didn't think people were this messed up. I said, it's really people who think like this.
Yes.
Wow.
What's up, man? Tomorrow.
Yeah, I just want to wait till she finishes and get all the way off the panel before I speak.
Okay, all right. I'll talk to y'all later.
Later.
Thanks,
all right.
Thank you for coming on. It was good to talk to you.
All right.
Subscribe. Follow me. Watch my videos. Like them. Comment. Share. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.